Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name, we pray. Amen. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Na 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 na. Whoa, 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 whoa. Life is so good to me. Life is so good to me. Whoa, whoa, yeah. From your wake up this morning, you're a winner. Yeah, 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 yeah. From your wake up this morning, you're a winner. Yeah, yeah. Watch out, Jaja. Here we love and life now. Everywhere is vibes now. Whoa, I say watch out, Jaja. Bring woman so nice now. What more could I ask for? Beside a woman in front, you go down and walk up she waist and get on and wine, cause she body can wind up no more. Cause life is short and tomorrow not sure, so I live like it's my last. Oh, drinks in me and now. Jump up and wave is the plan now. Just love and girl with the man now. Whoa, cause he thinks so sweet.
Well, everybody, good morning to you wherever you may be.
Life is
Guess
so
what?
good to me. Life is so good to me.
You wake up this morning, you have the breath of life. You are a winner.
Wake up this morning.
And the main idea that you're here on the TT Radio, trust me, you have a double barrel.
Wake up this morning.
Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who stream all around the globe. Good morning to you, and of course, thank you as always for making us your choice each and every day. Hope you guys had a good weekend and you're ready for everything that will be coming your way this week. We're here to make sure it's a little lighter, it's a little easier for you to get through with, right? As always, I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day, and everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. Sir Charles, yes, that is me. Happy am I to be here. With everybody inside of our team. Remember, this is Net Radio. This is your Get Up and Go. We welcome everybody to the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Good morning. Let's give him an opportunity.
He's probably not by the system.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much, guys. No, I got caught up in the Breakfast Show introduction and the summer dance, and I forget to.
Is that so?
Yeah, it does. It has that kind of vibes.
Dan, you could dance more than Richard. Richard is real dance for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't dancing this morning, but But good morning, guys. Good morning to our listeners and our viewers, wherever you are across planet Earth, in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean, and of course, wherever you are across the rest of the planet, North America, South America, Asia, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, wherever you are. A special good morning to you, the African continent, and all our big continent. Wherever you are, good morning to you, and welcome to the Breakfast Show on this Monday morning. And let me say good morning to my co-host, Wendell and Sir Charles.
Good morning, Sir Charles, and good morning, Richard Ragubasing. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. I did go outside to feed my fishes a while ago, so it looks like a beautiful day. We're happy to be in the land of the living. Of course, happy birthday to a few people celebrating birthdays today. I can do that quickly. Darren Leasing, Lystra Adams, Councillor Nicole Young of the Port of Spain Corporation, Marilyn Ambrose, and Jennifer Coffey. They're all celebrating birthdays today. Also, Kishore Ramsawak is also celebrating his birthday today, and Laura Simona. All right, and so happy birthday to them and any others who celebrating birthday, and condolences to those who would have lost loved ones, including our very own Corey Pascal, who lost.
Absolutely. Condolences, Corey.
Yeah, former national footballer Ulrich Buggy Haynes, who played, was it Essex? He played for, I think it was Essex. But he was a national striker for Trinidad and Tobago for many years. He lost his battle with life, I should say, yesterday. He is the father of Corey Pascal and, of course, many others. So condolences to Corey and his siblings and all his family and all those who are related in the national football community, of course, on the death of Ulrich Buggy Haynes. I think it's Essex, not so, Corey? I think so. He'll message us, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
I also wanted to say a special happy birthday to my cousin Jillian. She would have celebrated her birthday on Thursday or Friday. I think maybe it was Friday. And so I know she, my sister, and another cousin, they had an all-girls line in New York for the weekend to celebrating.
New York.
So they have been all over the place calling me from all places in New York, meeting up some of my friends in New York. And I'm like, how do you all, I'm talking to one of my friends in Boston, and I'm saying, how do you know them? How did you even know that that's my sister?
Okay.
You know, this planet is so small sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Especially New York part of the planet, eh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all like, I think the entire weekend they were doing a New York thing, going to theater, doing museum, whatever it is that you feel to do in New York. New York has plenty of things to do, depending on what you want to do. Yeah. Of course, a happy birthday to Andrew Farrell. I think his birthday was also this weekend. He was the one who sang the song at the end of American
It's
Anthem.
Happy.
Huh?
Oh, all right. Okay.
Right. That's Andrew.
Yeah. Yes.
But his birthday was Saturday or Sunday. Happy birthday, Andrew.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Andrew. And all those who celebrated birthdays over the last few days. Yesterday, I went to a birthday lime of sorts. It was a family get together, annual football thing, over 40 versus under 40, and a cookout. And I was one of the judges in the cookout of curry duck and curry chicken. You know, so the over 40 won the curry chicken, and the under 40 won the curry duck. I think the under 40 also won the football match. So the Huggins family of St. James, all brothers, Roger, Ronald, who sat in the Senate in Trinidad and Tobago at one time, was the others? Why are they? Raymond, Ruben, and there's another one, Russell. All of them R's. The Huggins family
was brought to you by the letter R.
Yeah, all of them have first name is R. All boys, you know.
I can't complain. I'm a double R, so.
Oh yes, you shouldn't complain, it. You're right. But they had a football match at St. James Secondary School yesterday, and this cookout that it was impromptu, and I went there and I had a good time, you know. So thanks to the Huggins family for inviting me. They had Tassa, they had music, they had a lot of entity. Super Blue performed live, you understand? So it was really a nice impromptu time. I didn't plan to spend Sunday afternoon like that, but guess what? You know, I did, and myself and the company that I had thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, you know.
What's the company you had?
What do you think?
Anybody I know?
Yeah, of course it's somebody you know.
Okay. I know all your friends.
You know my whole life, Richard. You're making a mint of it lately. Not so? You're not confessing on national radio. And
let's go to good news. Good news time.
Joshua Regrello has traveled the world playing the steel drum with hopes to introduce young people worldwide to his country's culture.
This music puts me in the best mood. He set a world record by performing for 31 hours in Trinidad and Tobago. Now Joshua is performing for us here on Good Day for the next 2 minutes. Joshua, take it away.
Kyle, I feel that kind of Joey Lewis vibes. I want to bring back dancing and everything. I mean, girl can bubble to it, but dancing.
coming strong. All the way, all the way. Tell them we fear no one. Nobody, nobody. I say this one for culture. Every masquerader. We sell on the sugar. Boy, boy.
All we're missing is a Carib and some sand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. Really nice to meet you, Joshua. Thanks for coming in here and doing this.
I could have listened to at least another 31 more hours.
You weren't that physically animated for the whole
Carib.
31 hours.
Oh, no. I wish I could. I wish. Yeah.
How'd you do that, by the way?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Do you get bathroom breaks and stuff?
Yeah, you do. But I didn't actually use the bathroom for the entirety of it.
Not at all?
No. Yeah.
Because you didn't drink or eat?
I did. My mom and my girlfriend were just feeding me sandwiches, but I think it was just the adrenaline of it, the excitement. I just couldn't. I wish.
Wow.
One of the things you're doing, you're here in Good Day, New York. You're bringing this to the States, but the video we saw earlier, you're on the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
You're trying to take the steel drum around the world and have people learn more about it.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to do. And it is a collaborative effort, not just by myself, but I think everyone in the Caribbean and my country. I'm here because of my consul, Andre Laval, and just so much people trying to make this global, and it's a mission for all of us.
So they call you the Pan Man?
D-Pan Man.
D-Pan Man. I was wondering how to say that.
Yeah, D-Pan Man.
D-Pan Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is no other, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so you're taking the steel drum around the world. You want people to learn. Rosanna's here.
Yes.
She's a good student. Rosanna, will you teach Rosanna? Here, I'll hold your
something.
stuff.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm going to
Teach her how to play something.
Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to take
Yeah,
this?
I have one.
Okay.
So you're going to play. Do you just use it?
Do we need to warm up and do like a 1, 2, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3? Okay.
If you want to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay, I'm
1,
warmed up.
2, 3. So we're going to use just these 3 notes.
Okay.
Right, you're just going to play. And we just see that first. These 3 notes.
Okay.
That's great.
Oh, look, she's ahead of you.
Yeah, no, she is.
Oh, wait.
And then you go again. So, and then.
It's close enough. First lesson.
I don't know if it's that. I think.
Pan Man, move over.
I think it's that one. You're a good student, but I'm a good teacher too.
You are.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
We'll take
take
credit
that.
for
Do you
it.
want to try a little
Yeah, you try.
something?
You
Come on,
try.
Kurt. Let's
You have
see.
a lot of pressure
Here, let me
right
take
now
this.
I
on
know.
you. Yeah, that was like 3 seconds. You have to do it faster than that.
Okay, gotcha.
So you're just using these 3 notes.
This one? These 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No. There we go.
Sign them up for bookings. Sign them up
Pan
for
Man,
bookings.
thank
Yeah.
you. Where can we sign you up for bookings? How can people learn more about you?
At Joshua Agrello everywhere. At every social media platform. If there's a new social media platform in the morning, I'm on it. At Joshua
okay.
Agrello. Every single one.
He's on it. You're on it. Thank you for being
Yeah,
on
thank
Good
you so
Day,
much for
brother.
having me.
Thank you,
Very
Josh.
We
nice to
outside.
meet you.
So that
But
was,
they do better. They do better than me.
but in terms of pan,
Yes.
yeah.
I've been around
You know,
pan
I've
all my
never-
life.
Have I ever
And I've
played
never
pan?
played it.
I mean, I might have tinkered with it a little bit, but I can't. I'm not a pan player. I mean, you know, when you were growing up, you had to do piano lessons. So I know a whole batch of us, in terms of me and my cousins, we had to do piano lessons, but not even an option. Had to do it as part of you growing up. You had to learn an instrument of some sort. So we did piano lessons. At one point, I was kind of trying to learn the guitar, but self-learning. So, you know, I've always had, you know, interests in playing instruments of some sort. I've never done pan. I think I might have played the pan incidentally, but not really learned it properly.
I've never done it. I sang. That's what I did for music. Sang. I used to sing.
I did that too for a music festival. But yeah, what about you, Sir Charles? Can you play an instrument?
That's a long no.
No. I'm not musically inclined that way.
Yeah.
But let's say
play music.
DJ control board and instrument.
That you could do good. That you could do good.
But that was good news today.
I'll go down in the rhythm section.
That video actually was courtesy Rena Boodoo Jennings, who sent it to me.
Yeah, but it's also courtesy Fox News and the Good Morning Show on Fox. So thank you for allowing us to use that.
Nice video, nice.
Yeah, it's about a smile to your face. So that was our good news segment for this morning.
And Buggy Haynes played with Malvern. I don't know why. Malvern is the team I used to support. I used to go PSA. Where that housing area is opposite Long Circle Road was one of the most popular football grounds they had in the country. PSA grounds. And they used to have football there, especially night football there. That, of course, you used to pay. I think they might have been charging about $5 or so back in the day. And we used to go.
It's strange that such an upmarket, it looks upmarket, housing estate would be allowed to languish for so long.
Yeah.
Without any movement whatsoever to completion.
Yeah, and imagine that is privately owned. That is not government. That's privately owned, and that's how that state that in.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
that hasn't.
But the ground
leave it as a football ground. Better they had left it as a sports ground. It was more because that's where not what's this show that used to have every carnival brass festival. That's where it started.
Or what they could do is sell it to. I'm sure their corporate entities that will take that over.
I'm sure. So I'm surprised nobody has made up. I think it's tied up in a court battle still, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe that's
with
it.
The financier of the buildings. I think so. I'm seeing the guy now, but I can't remember his name. I'm actually seeing him, but I can't remember his name. But that's there, and as I say, it used to be a sports ground. And Malvern, they used to have epic battles between Malvern and Essex at those grounds. And Texas, I don't know if you remember a side, I think they came from South or Central named Texas. I used to, as a child, we would go to watch football and end up playing more football on the side. We would sweat whole night. We used to pass through a hole in the wall in the back by where Flagstaff now is. Because you used to enter from there to get into PSA. There was a hole in the wall through the tall bush. That's where we used to pass to get into PSA back in the day. Oh, memories of growing up as a child in St. James. But let's greet some folks on the chat. I'm sure a lot of them are there waiting. Let me start off with Subash Mangal at 10:30 p.m. last night. Good day, everyone from Woodland. Joyce Phillip, top of the morning, guys. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. He said it's raining cats and dogs. Okay. Where's that, Brennan? In Tobago? Okay. Valerie Mendoza says good morning to the breakfast team. Have a wonderful day. Suzanne Jessup at 2:30 came in with her prayers, of course, as usual. And good morning to Richard Wendell and Sir Charles from Suzanne, Suzette, and Gemma. Thank you, Sir Charles, for that epic Sappy Sunday. I had my own little Sappy Sunday for a little while yesterday. Boy Bidesi from Debe also says, good morning, everyone. Far Rockaway, good morning, all, and blessings for a great day. Marcia Rock, good morning, gentlemen. She's from Orlando in Florida. Mrs. R says, good morning, all. Wendy and James, good morning,
Mrs. R.
From Arangwe, Slick Money Grip, morning. Gentlemen, Marlon Motley from North Valsayn.
Good morning, Marlon.
And we do have a week chock full of interviews for you all today. All right, starting with the Prison Officers Association head, Gerard Gordon. He'll be our guest in the next hour because guess what? when we left here last week, Friday, we left with the announcement of a state of emergency, and then we saw so many news coming up after. Richard will play a video a little later on. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr came to Rumbox on Friday. I met Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. They came to Rumbox.
I saw the picture. I saw the verification.
They had a time. Morning, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Very nice meeting you all. Diane Payne, good morning. Net Carol Guevara, blessed and beautiful morning all. Subhash Mangal also says good morning. It's raining in Woodland too, okay? Ambrose Blah from New York, morning to the crew. Hill Benj, good morning. Anne-Marie Watson, Miss Maloney, good morning. Anne Noel from Oshawa, Ontario, locked on and listening. Mo Gaines says good morning. Cathy and Charles, happy Monday morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Odell, I understand I missed you again the other day. You came in and you came back with some partners. Thanks for supporting Rumbox. Lennox Francois says good morning, gentlemen. Have a blessed day. Shuma Paul, good morning. Rena Buru Jennings, good morning. Alistair Hart, good morning. Trinidad Margot, good morning. Miguel Gonzalez says good morning and keep safe. Andrew Joseph, Evans David, Josie Richardson from Dow Village. First time we hear where Josie is from. Robert Harper from St. Anne's. Ron DeSantis Jr. from Norfolk, Virginia, front and center. Carl Jack, he answered Malvern. Carl, you are a footballer too now. Good morning, guys, from Ray in West Palm Beach. But yes, Buggy played for Malvern. Gregory Boyer says, good morning, gentlemen. Buggy played for Malvern. He also served the Tacarigua Twin City community with his coaching school. Condolences to his family. Thank you, Ron. Wendell Huggins, a brother to Wendell. No. All the Huggins boys are R, not W. Bernadette Yates, the relative of Nelicia Yates, my good friend. Good morning, Bernadette. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan.
Good morning, Michael.
Beauty Culture, Ava Smith. Ozzy Molino. Okay. All right. No, I don't know Ricardo Huggins. Mrs. R says, hi, Wendell. I went to Pan Piper's music school. All right. Congratulations, Mrs. R. You must come and play a little pan for us. Alistair Hart, Josh went to primary school with my big brother, Christian. He was so miserable. Who Josh is that, Alistair? Oh, Joshua Ribeiro. All right. Okay. He is from San Fernando. You're right. Mrs. R, hi, Rena. Andre Reno, good morning, guys from Beach. It's raining in Beach too. Okay. CJ from New York, do have a wonderful day, love always. Yes, Alistair said he went brass many times in PSA. Donna Ramlo Chan, good morning, Sir Charles Wendell, Richard, and all. Carol Guevara says good morning to the other ladies. Trini Gets Fit, morning, guys. Victor Thongs, that's a new name. Great morning, gents. Nicola McNichols, good morning, gentlemen, and everyone from La Hoqueta Arima. Just a nice guys. Way Wendell, the name Malvern. I remember watching them play football in the Savannah. Our teacher, Mr. Brown, used to play for Malvern. Malvern had some top players, you know. I think the captain of Malvern at the time when I used to watch was actually Teixeira. What's Karen Teixeira's husband name? Not Emery. Emery's the brother. Russell Teixeira. Russell Teixeira was the captain of Malvern back in those days. Nicola McNichol said, I trust everyone had a great and safe weekend. CJ also greeting the girls. Carl Jackie was a very good hardball cricketer. Also, I played with him. Oh, Buggy Hills. Well, his son tried his hand at cricket and he is awful. His son, Corey Pascal, tried his hand at cricket and he is awful. No, I'm just joking. He wasn't so bad. All right. And also greetings to Lincoln. He's not on the chat yet. He too passed in with his companion and Lyman by Rumbox on Friday evening. Right? Welcome and good morning, guys. So, Charles, do you have any greetings?
Yeah. Good morning, CJ.
Yes, I do. We have a couple of them here. Let me say good morning to Anne-Marie. Good morning to Kent in Laventel, to Margaret Thomas. Good morning, Oliver Manwaring, Archbishop Ashton Clark, Mr. Billy, and the Powder Magazine team. Good day to you. And Carlin O'Day in Caranage. Good morning. And Zena, who's up very early this morning. Good morning, Zena. And that's it for here.
All right, let me add Raymond Small to that. Raymond Small, I see you saying you're greeting us from Abu Dhabi. That's on my bucket list. I would love to find out a little more about Abu Dhabi. Understand? Maybe you could send us some pictures one time via WhatsApp, all right, or even via this medium. All right. Melchizedek also says good morning, guys. All right. So those are all our greetings for the morning. Should we get into news, Richard? You ready? Ooh. Yes, Jaron Joseph. Buggy Haynes has passed away. Yeah. We could start with, well, where's Richard? You want to show that little video first before we go to news, or you want to go straight to news? This was a video, folks, that trended over the weekend, because if you remember when we left on Friday, a state of emergency was announced. And, well, they gave several reasons. Well, they gave one reason for it at the point in time. The police commissioner held a news conference, and he gave a reason as to elements within the prison service, and of course on the outside who were amalgamating, or I think that's the word he used to it, amalgamating to do harm to people, right?
Not just the people, wasn't it government officials?
Government officials.
Mm-hmm. And you know, anytime they say, no, this is not the first time this has been said. Let's start off there.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime there's a state of emergency, there is some dramatic sentence or paragraph that accompanies it that instills a certain level of security threat for which the state of emergency is called. But what politicians on both sides of the aisle seem to forget, and I'm talking to you, PNM and UNC, and the TTPS, and now I blame the TTPS less because the TTPS and security forces would love a state of emergency permanently. They could do what the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the country you live in, sorry. So you have to follow rules. But politicians acquiesce. And what politicians seem to forget, and I'm talking about both the PNM and UNC, lest any of you all think otherwise. I'm talking about both of them, is that this always paints Trinidad and Tobago internationally in a particular way. It always does it. It always makes us look unstable. It makes us look like, I don't know, one of those corners of planet Earth that are having bacchanal and mayhem. And I've always said steadfastly, for every state of emergency that has been called, when the UNC called it as People's Partnership the first time around, after that murder in Arima, it was in Arima.
Yes.
But several guys were shot in front of like a parlor or something like that. When they
called it Congo.
Was Jonestown, I think.
Oh, Jonestown. I know it was one of those names.
Yeah, when they called it then, when the PNM called it, and in this current iteration, I have always said state of emergencies are not for fighting crime. That's not the intent of the Constitution, that you whip it out to fight crime. Fighting crime is the responsibility of the national security apparatus. And more specifically, yes, you, TTPS. So having to rely on state of emergencies is, to me, an indication that you can't do your job in a kind of way.
Yeah.
And this is the third time that we've had it happening. And that's why I say I speak to both sides of the aisle, because it affects our reputation. And you know me, Wendell, I'm always competitive and passionate about Trinidad and Tobago's reputation. I always competing, even with the rest of the Caribbean. I want to see us higher in any benchmark. I always watching those benchmarks. Where are we? And I can't help it. That's just me. And so when I see things like that, it just makes me groan. I mean, that story, the story of state of emergency. I have a cousin in Vietnam. He sent me the story. This is what's going on in Trinidad. In Vietnam.
Yeah, and the fact that we have not heard yet from the Prime Minister, the Honourable Prime Minister, we have not yet heard from the Minister of Homeland Security, we have not yet heard from the Minister of Defence, we have not yet heard from the Minister of Justice, who has the responsibility of the prison service. We have not heard from any one of them. We have heard, though, from the Attorney General, and it was a statement that just blew me away. And I'm sure it will blow you away when you listen to it.
I know what gets me, Wendell. They say it had some threat, whatever. Intelligence. And I'm not going to minimize that there was a threat. I don't know. I'm not in the intelligence services. My theory is you're supposed to be able to handle those threats without a state of emergency.
Yeah.
That's my
ground basically, if you listen to this clip.
But Wendell, we just had a state of emergency in December.
Yeah, that ended in April.
So the threat wasn't all then? The TGPS didn't have all that intelligence all then?
When you read the newspapers over the weekend, they all pointing fingers at one person who's been incarcerated for what, more than 10 years?
Yeah, for years. And every time he has to appear before the magistrate's court, when he was appearing before the magistrate's court, together with the other, because it's not just him alone charged, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a group of them.
It's a whole group of them, yes.
Yeah, anytime that, it's a big lockdown in Port of Spain. We know we've had to go through the traffic. We were going to it used to be from early. So even when you were heading to brick and mortar back then, to do morning programs.
To do the morning show, yes.
You would have to avoid, or if you were too late, sometimes you would skate in just before they put up barriers. Or otherwise you had to find alternative routes.
And what?
But my point is intelligence of that nature from that particular person, if you say that's the issue, they didn't have that intelligence in December.
Well, the fact that the person has been incarcerated and appears to be wielding all this power has to be concerning to everybody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And why hasn't it been dealt with by the previous government and now this one? And if this one feel a state of emergency is aware of dealing with it, I don't know, but play the clip from the Attorney General now, because somebody needs to explain this.
And that all is being done so to instill confidence in the government.
Well, I mean, the fact that I am here speaking to you this morning and that half of the building has not been destroyed by a rocket launcher should tell you that we have succeeded in disrupting a plan.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
You didn't tell me that was
when did you tell about that battery video?
I don't even think I played it that far. But I'll tell you something.
So now we know anytime Wendell tells me a video, we need to watch the entire video because it does not screen it.
I didn't watch that part, honestly.
Do not play anything when you just say
I have not said that word. No, I have not said that word.
When you didn't hear that part in the video, right?
So when we do the poll, we'll ignore the little fella at the end in his chair in the car, right? We'll ignore that part. But I'm telling you, the AG is alluding the Attorney General.
Somebody needs to give me a like. We gotta get something out of that.
Everybody should go on the street now and like.
Out of the BS showing at the end of the video, we need at least one like. Oh my goodness!
I can swear you may anyway. I didn't crop it because I don't know how to do that. But anyway, the Attorney General came to this country and said that the fact that he is standing in that building and it's not half of it has not been destroyed by a rocket launcher means we have averted a plan. Is it that they found a rocket launcher, Richard?
I saw that press conference because when I say I saw it, sometimes things come across the stream live, and I actually watched that live, and I was like, what did he You see?
Yes.
Rocket launch. What? And that you still what? That's where my brain went.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not minimizing that maybe that was a real threat of some sort, but I did. That was my reaction.
Richard, clearly, I don't know that a high official like the attorney could come to the country and give us that BS. So let's face it. Let's assume there was a real threat. But he's saying it's averted, right? He said there it's been averted, right? Not so?
Disrupted,
right. Tell us, show us a rocket launcher now. Show us who it is was planning to do whatever that we have averted, not just averted the threat, but charged people. You can't just avert a threat without charging people, Richard.
Well, there was an entire comedy of errors that started off with the state of emergency. That started off with the TTPS anxiously, like the TTPS couldn't wait to let the country know that there was a state of emergency. So they said, release it.
But guys,
oh God, I sent it out the press release. Oh God. And so it went out. And so we got notification with no regard to protocol from the TTPS first. And it was startling to us because we were like, what? How is the TTPS saying this needs to come from the office of the president or at least from the office of the prime minister? Then you got something from the office of the president with no seal. And finally, somebody said, oh God, we need a seal for the local official. And somebody went and said, office of the prime minister, I think released something saying the president. Oh my God, with something so serious, could we at least get the protocols right? And then, all of these, I know politicians, and politicians probably exaggerate for their, I'm not saying they may not have been a threat because we're not in intelligence, but you make it look meaty. Let me use that word, meaty. You make it look meaty to justify the decisions you're making. And both parts, and let me qualify this one time, both of them guilty of that.
But do you feel that
both of them?
But do you feel that the Attorney General was just, as they say, being like facetious?
I don't think facetious was not the word. I don't think facetious was the word. I think, was he being hyperbolic? That's maybe it, with regard to him saying rocket launcher and destroying half of the building. But even if he was being hyperbolic, and AG John Jeremy, Senior Counsel, you're free to come on the show at any point in time. You have promised to come on and you have not yet. But even if he was hyperbolic, you're still the Attorney General. So saying something like a rocket launcher going and destroy half the building is weird.
Yeah.
Even if it was true.
But Richard,
it's still weird to say that.
Yeah. What I'm concerned about is that there may be someone out there with a rocket launcher. How they got it, we don't know. Right? Where they getting the instructions from, they pointing fingers in a certain direction. Are we to believe that? We don't know. Oh,
I don't believe it.
The country don't need to be under the stress.
I don't believe that there's anybody.
Members.
And soon after that state of emergency is called, you talk about reputational damage. Bermuda institutes visa requirements for Trinidad and Tobago citizens. Bermuda. 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 Seriously, Bermuda?
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's not really visa requirements in the strict sense of the word. If you have a Canadian visa or an American visa or a UK visa, and I say UK visa with the disparaging tone, yes, English High Commission, I'm saying it with a disparaging tone, because that irritates me no end. And I've liaised with a lot of people from the British High Commission over the years. But it irritates me, and I'm sure it probably irritates them too, because they have a really fantastic relationship with a lot of the agencies in Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm sure they must be disappointed with what the Home Office did, but you have to follow whatever your central government does or says. But that was like 2 days after the state of emergency or a day after.
Yes,
it seemed connected. It seemed connected.
Yes. The day after.
Because it paints this picture that we are so not in control of what is going on here in terms of gangs, and both of them to blame. Let me not mince words. It's both of them to blame.
Well, three governments. It's the last 3 governments, you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying both of them because ultimately it's both of them. And have paint and have damaged Trinidad and Tobago's reputation internationally, because there is a consequence to saying that and to saying things like that.
All right, guys, can we do the headlines quickly?
No, we're not finished talking.
You want to talk after 7 o'clock?
Watch me. BS. You know what? You see the last part of that video? Keep that here. We might need it from time to time, right? That's the last part, right?
I'm giving
the little boy.
Right? I could say it for you, you know. I could say it for you, know. You can say it, chat. Say that word again.
Say that word again, the chat. Say the word.
Come. Oh.
Say the word.
Let me do the news there.
Oh, my
right, now let me do the express. No. Let me do I just read faster than you. Support our officers at this critical time, so says the Commissioner of Police. We did reach out to the Commissioner of Police to try and to do an interview. We will try him again. Whole strain, says Rose, and this was a story that broke over the week. I don't know how people get in putting out their hard-earned money in these scams, you know.
Yeah, we need to talk about that one day, you know.
Yeah, no, we should. We have to get somebody to talk about
maybe tomorrow we can deal with it.
Yeah. West Indies.
And Wendell, wait, before you go on with that, sorry, Sir Charles, because I know you want these headlines to come out. What is Penelope Beckles, the opposition leader, saying about his SOE? Has she said something?
No.
Is she in the country?
Prior to. I think she's. I think she. The last thing I saw was she was at a line with John people in New York. People from John in New York. That's the last video I saw with her. But she has said nothing either. Nothing. The West Indies red ball. West Indies stumble. Australia take first T20. Bazarat attacks. And those are all trending stories in today's Express. I'll truncate it for you all. Go ahead.
Top Cop asks citizens support police during SOE. That's the Newsday. Padarat penny asleep over crime, not Kamla. A lively turnout for TT Pride Parade 2025. MHD, too many SOEs will have negative effect. And Canopia mechanic gunned down outside home. So that's Airports Authority. Intruder held, no gun found. I'm not so sure what that story is about. Attorneys, let us meet Raji Ali or face court. Of course, that went before the court system over the weekend. And Dr. Rowley goes to Privy Council to fight for Mason Hall Goat Farm. So that's some of the headlines in the Newsday. Over to you in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian.
All right. So in the Guardian today, husband's body found 13 days after disappearance. WASA announces major upgrade for North Coast water supply. Top Cop takes aim at critics of SOE. And man held after breaching the airport security. And then murder on the SOE. Family of murdered man calls for curfew. Just some of the stories in the news, in the Guardian.
Yeah. And why should the police commissioner be the one to defend the calling of a SOE? He shouldn't be the one defending that call. It's unfair to him and the police service to be the one defending an SOE.
But it's not he that get the intelligence and call the government and tell them they have to do it.
That's what was reported.
Well, not reported, but that it was the subject of a press release.
Yeah.
Right.
By the communications unit of the TDPS.
So maybe the government all they deal with all the mess.
And the TDPS, nobody is forcing the police commissioner to speak about it. He's doing it of his own free volition.
Well, I'm saying
making it sound like he's being forced to do it by the political directorate. No, he's doing it as in his capacity.
So as we run up to 7 o'clock, let's see if we could probably get a couple of the callers inside before the morning call.
Just a correction that people are saying that they saw a statement from the opposition leader. I haven't seen it. Honestly, I haven't seen it. But they said that she did issue a statement over the weekend. All right? So
what the statement said?
I don't know.
Well,
I haven't seen it.
Who saw it could send it, please.
What's the morning poll? Send it, please.
All right, sure.
Yeah. All right. So good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning, Babity.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
So, January, December last year till March, I think it was up to March this year when there was a SOE, the former acting commissioner of police, Mr. Benjamin, said that he thinks that they have done all they can to get rid of the gangs and all of that. So all who the wrongs up. So they had a day to clear out, like to have a list to tick off what good and what bad. So he had to release, I think it was 50-something people, because they were after the SU there was a particular date for that to happen. They got rid of them. So those who were given trouble because of the state of emergency that was implemented during PNM, they were rounded up. Just a few months after, another set of trouble to round up people, and I saw where they say within 56 hours, how many people have arrested or something like that, 70 people or so. So I want to know if that will be the norm. Every time they hear some kind of threat, is because you had to have a SOE to round up. And then, yes, I read the newspaper where there's the guy, well, I don't want to call his name, who complained about where he was put and so on. So we all know now who are the people involved. So didn't the police, or couldn't the police do that without an SOE? Why you had to go through the whole country to go through an SOE? Just because of what took, not just because, but because of what took place in the prisons and some people outside the prison. So every time, so I believe, and then furthermore, before I finish, the police commissioner vexed because people criticizing them. If it's so vague, we must have to talk. We want answers. So then we'll hear next SOE when the crime starts to escalate again, and always have some kind of justification for it. Oh Lord, you all have a good morning.
Okay, thanks very much, Davide.
So it was printed on Saturday by Gail Alexander. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles says the Prime Minister, Commissioner of Police, and Attorney General have each presented conflicting narratives surrounding the state of emergency, leaving citizens uncertain about its true purpose. The contrary and conflicting explanations for this state of emergency have left the population in an even greater state of confusion. So said Beckles, who is currently out of Trinidad and Tobago, in a statement on the SOE last night. All right, so a statement was printed on in Saturday newspapers. All right, so there we go.
Okay. Caller, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
The first thing I would like to speak about is something I've spoken about several times already on all different platforms. I saw circulated on social media yesterday the mutilated body of what I assume to be this young lady who was saying, I'm pleading with the authorities, whether it's in forensics, whether it's at the hospital, wherever it comes from. Respect people's bodies and things. You can't be making video and putting it up on social media of people's deceased bodies and whatnot. Respect the living who done a grieving already, and respect the dead. So there's no reason to take pictures of people's deceased body and put it up on social media. Worse, you have to take videos of people's deceased body parts to be released on social media. That is insensitive and ridiculous. Right? And people need to be charged for doing stuff like that. Right?
Happy I didn't see that.
Secondly, I didn't even send it, forward it to anyone. Things like that, because I can't not be in support of it and sharing it myself. Right? The second thing I want to speak about is that, well, all you know, I don't believe a word that comes out of the Trinidad and Tobago police mouth. I believe that the police dramatize, escalate, elevate sensationalize things to make themselves relevant and to make their job relevant. So this whole concoction, Saturday on the 9-5 station, I heard the commissioner say, well, I heard the news report said that the commissioner said that there was the SOE was a success because they foiled some jailbreak.
A jailbreak?
I heard a totally different thing on Saturday news on 95.5. I'm trying my best to get back that recording again because it wasn't worded like that. But how it was worded, I assume was a jailbreak that they foiled. I heard nothing about a jailbreak before Saturday. So they keep making different excuses, coming up with different excuses. First is trips and kidnapping, then is rocket launchers, and then is jailbreak, and the narrative keeps switching.
Okay.
And as I said, we have to keep a close eye on these police and them and the rubbish that they be talking sometimes. Without evidence, you lying to me.
All right, okay, no problem. Thanks very much. Well, of course,
I think we can go to the poll now.
Go ahead.
When we come back in the next hour, we'll probably have 5 minutes to take a couple calls, and then we go to our guest, Mr. Gerard Gordon, of the Prisons Officers Association. All right. So we do the poll now. Go ahead, Charles. Man, you gone? Should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launcher attack being disrupted? That's our poll. That's our poll this morning. You all saw the video. You ignore the little child at the end. But should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launcher being disrupted? A rocket launcher attack being disrupted. All right. So that's our poll this morning. We start with Miguel Gonzalez. You ready, Richard? I assume that's a yes.
Of course I'm ready. What I wouldn't be ready?
Miguel Gonzalez says yes. Donna Ramlo Chan, yes. Nicola McNichol didn't vote. Cheryl M, yes. Joyce Phillip, yes. Annie Bunyan, yes. Morning, Annie. Alistair Hart says yes. Boy Bidesi, yes. Hazel Will, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Stella Services, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Siobhan Shogun, yes. Andrew Joseph, yes. Michael Oliver, yes. Carol Guevara, yes. Wayne Joseph did not vote. Cheryl Henry, yes. Cheryl Henry, welcome back. Josie Richardson, yes. Ava Smith, yes. Rena Jennings, yes. Magic, yes. Bernadette Yates, yes. Nicola Nichols, yes. Gregory Boyer, yes. Lester Cragwell, yes. To the poll, plenty, yes. Sure, right. Michael Robinson, yes. Classic Brother, that's a new name, yes. Finbar Collins, yes. He should explain. Lyndon, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Kelcher Cambridge, yes. DL, yes. They opened up that door. Yeah, correct. Wayne Joseph says yes. Andre Reno, yes. Curtis Patrick, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Yeah, okay. Melchizedek, yes. Andre, yes. That's Be Real. Like Richard gets sing this morning. What's that? Okay. Joyce Phillip, you didn't vote. Anderson Clark, yes. Ron DeSantis, yeah. Marlene Saunders, yes. Ram Naresh says no. No surprise in there. Where's Far Rockaway? No. Sherwin Kerr, yes. Joyce Phillip. Okay. Lennox Francois also says yes. All right. So those are our votes this morning. And we go to our 7 o'clock. Well, we still have 15 seconds again. Christopher Batson says yes. So should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launcher attack being disrupted? That's a serious statement, you know.
So while we go to the news, I want people to remember, please vote throughout the news. So when we come back, you will be able to get your votes inside before Richard crumples the paper.
All right. So when we come back, we'll start from Far Rockaways and we'll take it from there. All right. News up next.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is your news update for Monday, July 21st, 2025. I am Amanda Mitchell with New Era TT Radio. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has defended the relocation of high-profile murder accused Raji Ali following a failed legal challenge to the move. The relocation came hours after the start of a nationwide state of emergency, which saw 56 arrests and a fatal police shooting in Enterprise. Ali, on remand for the 2014 murder of senior counsel Dana Sitahal, was transferred with other inmates to undisclosed military locations. His wife filed a habeas corpus application after family visits were cancelled, but Justice Frank Seepersad dismissed it, ruling that the state of emergency justified emergency relocations and that individual rights cannot override national security. 3 political parties are questioning the government's decision to declare a state of emergency, accusing the UNC of recycling old PNM tactics despite campaigning on bold crime-fighting promises. Patriotic Front leader Mikala Pandey called the SOE neither a plan nor solution, arguing that real change requires anti-corruption efforts, youth intervention, and tighter gun control. The All People's Party's Kezel Jackson described it as another plaster, while the National Transformation Alliance called it a last-ditch effort, reflecting the government's lack of foresight. A police investigation into misconduct allegations against Deputy Commissioner Suzette Martin has stalled due to factors beyond the control of the investigative team. Assistant Commissioner Kurt Simon said his team cannot access key evidence, and the matter awaits developments from external bodies. Gun dealer Brent Thomas, who made the allegations, declined to give a new signed statement, citing concern over its impact on a pending appeal court ruling regarding search warrants used against him. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has taken his land dispute to the UK-based Privy Council, seeking to overturn a Court of Appeal ruling over a 56.5-acre parcel at Alma Estate, Tobago, where he operates a goat farm. The dispute stems from a 1975 agreement to purchase land at $300 per acre. The Gifts family argues Rowley's 2009 purchase breached their 1998 contract with the original owner's daughter. A Privy Council ruling is expected within a month. Cancer Society Chairman Emeritus George Lackwis has made an urgent appeal to protect the nation's youth, emphasizing healthier lifestyles, education, and safety. Speaking at the Society's cricket match at Queen's Park, Savannah, Lackwis said, "We need to save our children from being destroyed before they grow up." Health Minister Dr. Rishad Sicharan stressed the importance of screenings, mental health support, and HPV vaccination. Close to 3,000 people across Trinidad and Tobago are still waiting on promised payouts from Trillion Systems Ltd, an investment company that claimed massive profits through crypto and forex trading. The company, run by James Karen Timothy Jr. Rose, promised returns as high as 10 times initial investments. After months of delays, many investors say they've seen nothing. Some invested as much as $14 million. Police and financial regulators have launched investigations, and Rose previously ran a similar firm that collapsed in 2018. You are listening to News on New Era TT Radio. In international news, at least 67 Palestinians were killed while waiting for UN aid trucks in northern Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. The World Food Programme confirmed its 25-truck convoy was met by desperate crowds and came under gunfire. The Israeli military claimed it fired only warning shots to disperse what it called an immediate threat. Hospitals in Gaza City were overwhelmed by casualties, with survivors describing extreme hunger and children surviving on just water and salt. The total Palestinian death toll from Israeli actions on Sunday reached at least 88, with over 150 injured. That concludes your news update for today. I'm Amanda Mitchell for New Era TT Radio.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio. The news you need.
Men, women tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
The mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Tune. Watch your step. Hey girlfriend, go down in the center, go down in the center, go down in the center, go down in the center. This, early Juve morning, waiting for the sun to rise. Hey, mud down and a oil down, most likely I'm in disguise. GB, 1, now I wanna get on board. 2, now I wanna jam in the center. 3, girl, away your pelted back. 4, I wanna jam on your bumper. When I get this feeling is cause trouble. Hey, let me start the bacchanal. Cock up your foot, put your 2 hand on your head. We come out here early to run it red. I drunk with pride and I don't want to see no bed. Nobody can tell me to stop. Hey girlfriend, go down in the center. 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 Hey. Palmer and me and GB come for them. Don't stop, move with the pace. Line up, girl, wind up your waist. Come, girl, I want to take a piece. When I get this feeling is cause trouble. Hey, let me start the bacchanal. Cock up your foot, put your 2 hand on your head. We come out here early to run it red. I drunk with pride and I don't want to see no bed.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Well, everybody, good to have you inside the second hour of the breakfast show, New Era TT Radio, Net Radio. And remember, people, we stay on the stream all day, every day. NewEraTTRadio.com. New Era TT Radio, so you can get us on TuneIn and all of your Google devices, right? And of course, remember, your next engagement will be at 4 o'clock with the afternoon drive time team on the YouTube channel. Okay, so let's take some messages and then we're going to get back inside of the breakfast show.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, K9 patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. We're back, and of course, we're continuing with the poll results. And our poll this morning, just in case you missed it, is this: should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launch attack being disrupted? The AG, of course, did reference it in his press conference, and saying that, you know, the mere idea that he's standing there and the building isn't half destroyed by a rocket launcher is proof that they've disrupted it, which had a lot of people kind of like, what?
So they were going to decimate, somebody was going to decimate a whole building with government officials in it? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. When he said that, I remember going, as I said before, what? And I'm saying, I think I can't be the only one was going. I thought even the reporters were like, what? But anyway, that's the subject of our poll this morning. Should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launcher attack being disrupted? That's our poll this morning. You're still taking your votes.
Yep, Far Rockaway, no. Scorpion Pepper, yes. Brennan Smith says yes. Is it true that the SOE is for 15 days? We don't know, Scorpion Pepper. We haven't been told anything how long it's for, actually, unless I missed it. Cheryl Henry didn't vote. Ann Noel, yes. Some chat taking place. Magic didn't vote. Brent Hackshaw didn't vote. Jason Samuel says yes. All right. So we just have a couple minutes left to vote.
Sir Charles.
Yes. I'm just waiting for Wendell to finish what he said.
Yeah, I'm done, Sir Charles.
Okay, so Afia Lashley says yes. Pauline says no. Miss Sampson says yes. Black Pearl says yes. Dre in Rio Claro says yes. Sean Ram says no. And did I say Archbishop Ashton Clark? He said yes. Mr. Billy said yes. Joseph Clement said yes. Cheryl M. No, I didn't vote. And one more, Brenda, it says yes also. And that's it.
All right. Don't forget, we have our guest as the head of the Prisons Officers Association next hour. On Wednesday, we'll be having
this hour. You're here till 9 o'clock?
Sorry, this hour. And next, this Wednesday coming, we will have Risa Caesar coming back to do the part 2 of that interview about harassment in the workplace. And we have Dr. Anthony Pottinger on Thursday to discuss women's issue, gynecology, all right? So we have a chock full of guests this week for you all right? So just a last vote, Richard, Maureen Dilchan Maharaj. That's it, all right? Let's get the poll results, and then we go straight into our guests. By the way, an attorney was arrested, attorney and the suspect, the main suspect, in that murder of the girl who was mutilated that Lincoln spoke about earlier on. An attorney was arrested for harboring the guy. So they got both of them apparently yesterday, arrested both of them yesterday. Interesting story. Maybe we'll get into it maybe tomorrow, please. All right? So your results, Richard?
That story sounds a little...
And?
Money.
No, what I mean, because according to the article, the guy was hiding out in the attorney's office since
Thursday.
That seems a little strange.
Well, I saw another part.
A lot of times when, if suspects come to attorney's office, it's for them to accompany them to the police station to give themselves in.
Well, that's the other part of that story I saw.
Yeah, you have video
something to do with fees.
Yeah. They said the family was organizing the fees.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway, so our poll this morning was, should the AG or government explain the statement about a rocket launcher attack being disrupted? We have 59 people voting on the poll this morning. And of the 59 people, 55 of you said yes, they should explain. 4 of you said no. The vast majority, and this is a way big majority, the 55 of them said yes, they should explain. What is that about? And 4 people said no, they're holding out, they don't need to explain it. Why they would think they don't. That was their vote.
DL said,
but 55,
Jeremy, sorry.
55 of you said yes, 4 said no. Those are the results of our morning poll for this morning. The poll is now done.
Somebody's going to make a meme out of you with that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they haven't done so as yet.
Oh, the poll done?
But DL, you're right. John Jeremy, the Attorney General, doesn't look as if he has a funny bone in his body. So we're not making fun of it. We want to know, why would you come to the population and say such a thing? You know what I mean? You need to explain. You need to show evidence of a rocket launcher being discovered. Somebody has a rocket launcher somewhere. That's a serious thing. That's not just about government officials now, you know. So even if you hate the UNC, this isn't about the UNC, you know. This is the country. This is media personnel in a room with government officials. This is public servants in a room with government. It ain't just about the government, you know.
Well, maybe media should have followed up with a question.
You understand how they didn't?
Yeah, if that is the case. Or they too probably felt that he was just kicking.
But that nothing to kicks about. That ain't nothing to kicks about.
I watched that live, Sir Charles, and I was like, what? What did he just say?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is that real? It didn't come across funny.
No,
if that was his intent, it didn't come across funny.
Yeah, but
it came across that was disrupted. So I was like, what? And I think the reporters were so taken aback that they didn't know how to follow up and ask.
And that is sad. Our reporters need to be ready and to ask questions.
Well, yeah, you could say that, but be in the room and ask the question too at the same time. It's very easy for people to criticize reporters, eh? Mm-hmm. But go and sit down in the room, Sir Charles, and see if you would have asked the question.
Of course I would have.
Yeah.
Well,
stick up in. What do you mean by that?
I'm understanding he ended the interview after.
Yeah, not long after.
What I heard.
So as I'm saying, and it's one thing to be in the room, and it's another thing for us to do a post analysis here talking.
Annie is saying that Akash asked, but he didn't answer.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear Akash ask.
Mm-hmm.
I think I must have come off soon after that too, because I was like, what? What about? And I just went on to something else.
Mm.
All right, so do we want to take 2 calls while we wait on the guest?
Yeah, we can do
All
that while we wait on the
So
guest.
while we wait on our guest who's running a little late, people, we will take a couple calls.
But he's a minute late because the time is usually 7:20 according to.
Yeah, he's ready. All right. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Patrick.
Yes, sir. Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard Abbasing. Morning. When they raise the name like Malvo and them fellas, a jumper, that was the best football team in Trinidad at the time. Memphis, Civic Center, Taruka, all the big team, buddy. Army, yes, sir?
Army, police.
Those days football was nice. Those days football was nice. I don't know what about football now. Yes, sir? But those days were football is. No, this rocket launcher talk. I wonder if people really understand what is a rocket launcher. They just shoot on plane and thing with them thing. In the Middle East, that's how war with them thing. They are serious machinery army thing, boy. So when you come in and you make it that as a joke.
That can't be a joke.
Yeah,
That can't be a
thanks very
joke.
much, Mr. Patrick. Yeah.
That
Hello, good
can't
morning.
be a joke.
Yeah. Lincoln.
Good morning, gentlemen. I know the situation with the young lady and the alleged suspect that was propagating around social media. My question is, did the police ever announce this guy to be a person of interest in the murder of this guy? Did they ever put out a warrant for his arrest? To the best of all your knowledge?
Well, maybe they didn't do it officially, but it was his name and picture was spreading all over the place.
Yeah, because they did say that they were looking.
The reason for asking that question, if he wasn't officially announced as being wanted by the Trinidad and Tobago police, how could the lawyer, how could the attorney that he was in the possession of be harboring him?
Well, the attorney had to defend that.
Yeah.
Richard?
What?
Richard,
Sorry, what was it? Sorry.
I said, if he wasn't announced by the Trinidad and Tobago police as the suspect or being wanted by the police, how is it possible that the lawyer could be arrested for harboring him?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. That's why I said that story sounded a little murky to me. When I heard it, I was like,
it was
like
dangerous thing about
hiding the suspect. That's unusual for
that police say.
Yeah, it's unusual for.
Thanks very much, Richard.
Yeah.
So I found that story a little strange.
But Lincoln has a point. If it wasn't announced, if it wasn't official that he is in fact a suspect, but I think something was said, about anybody found harboring him, I think I saw that somewhere, Lincoln.
But this is with regard to the murder of Candace Honoré, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So they were looking for certain people, and obviously he was one of them. I don't know if this is the was it the ex-boyfriend was one of the alleged suspects?
This is the person who was being found to be harbored, because there was another guy who said he assisted with moving the suitcase, but he didn't know what was inside of it. He said he assisted in moving the suitcase, but he didn't know what was inside of it.
Ooh.
And it was yeah. I saw that over the weekend. That story too. Over the weekend, he had no idea what was in.
All right, so you may not. Let's go down that road. You may not have known what was inside it, but your partner come. I say, Wendell, come now. I have a suitcase. I want to throw it. Come, let me go up our repo, wherever it is, and dump the suitcase in the bush, and go down a little way and dump the suitcase in the bush.
Yeah.
You wouldn't find that strange?
Yeah, but you know, Richard, you probably could get away with that with me, you know. I mean, we laughing at, but you probably can call me and say, well, then I need help to move a suitcase, and I would come. You know that.
I know, but the
Yeah,
dump
but
it in the bush.
yeah, that he going to tell you he ain't going and put it on a plane or on a boat to Tobago.
So, if I was in the bush, you wouldn't ask a question.
Richard
And
might
say,
say, this is all the old clothes to America dance and all the paraphernalia.
and you would probably say, why you dumping it in the bush?
Eh.
Why not carry it to a dump? Why didn't you put it in a garbage bag?
Well,
there's so many other questions that would arise. That
Richard,
if anybody listening, that you would saying, I'm taking a suitcase to go and dump in the bush. Basically, in a Trinidadian sense, a Trinidadian and Tobagoan sense, that's what it is. You're taking a suitcase to dump in the bush. And that's not going to register strange to you.
You are operating, sir, on a literate level. Okay? Just remember that. You are operating on a literate level. And you always do. You operate on a literate intellectual level. Okay? I'll leave that right there.
All right, let's take the call there. Ms. Sampson, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning,
you could find the clip where the last when PNM called the last state of emergency and what Kamala said. Could you get a clip of that?
No,
I don't have a clip, but I can read it
had
for you.
a lot to say, and now she come around and do the same thing. So I would like to hear that clip.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem, Ms. Sampson. I don't have the clip, but yeah, it's in the newspaper. I think Dr. Rory was quoted in the news there, or one of the newspapers, about everything that was said. Yeah. Politicians, be wary what you put out there.
Yep. Because that was just 6-7 months ago, eh?
No,
I'll tell you what she said. Let me quickly read it for you. The state of emergency is a shameless political gimmick, a band-aid solution in an election year that does nothing to address the root causes of crime. This government is out of ideas and out of time. Coward Rowley has no plan and is hiding from the violent crime crisis he and his government contributed to over the last 10 years. No plans were given post-SOE. The UNC, the only way to bring real change and restore safety to Trinidad and Tobago is to vote the UNC into government. That happened. A United National Congress government has a comprehensive, actionable plan to combat crime. We will not hide, we will not fail, we will act. Well, the first act is to call SOE too, again.
And that is why the citizens have to hold politicians to account. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning. This is Far Rockaway here.
Morning, Rockaway.
As you know, I don't go down the same rabbit hole like everybody else. I totally different. I don't care about that really. My point is this: if everybody could take me out of the mix and the UN out of the mix and the PLM out of the mix, and just for 2 single seconds, think for a minute or for 2 seconds, if this was a real threat and the UNC took no action, what would you all be saying this morning? Just for 2 seconds. Because the amount of nonsense, sorry, I wasn't nonsense. The amount of questions I hear asking about if they had a banana on the shoe and if that is all kind of nonsense. And it's very nonsense I hear. Just for 2 seconds, put everything out of your mix and say, if this is true, because nobody knows if it's true. Nobody talking on the radio don't know if it's true or not. If it was true, just for 2 seconds, and the UNC did nothing, what would you be saying this morning?
Let me answer this question, Far Rockaway. Would you be of this same opinion and so reticent when the PNM had called the state of emergency? Because they spoke about a threat also too. Would you have also supported it then? Because we didn't, right? We didn't support the state of emergency under the PNM. I don't know if you remember that. I didn't.
Yeah, but that part
Did you?
I don't know.
He gone?
He gone a long time. He doesn't. But I suppose if you didn't do anything, you'll end up in a situation like 1990. Remember, they said they had information in 1990 and nobody acted on it.
All right, thank you so much for your input, guys. But we have a guest. All right, so we have Mr. Gordon, who, of course, is the president of the Prison Officers Association. Good morning, Mr. Gordon. Are you there? He was just there visually. I think maybe he stepped away. So let me just take him out until he comes back.
Yeah, he's off camera now.
Yeah, so Mr. Gordon, once you're listening, and you should be hearing us, when I see you back on camera, I'll put you back in the studio, okay?
Let me tell you something. People are free to support whatever political party they wish, So if we have UNC supporters, no problem, And PNM supporters, no problem, As I said, I continue to say in this chat, just be respectful of one another. That's all. You could try to pretend you're down the middle like some people do, but we see. I around too long, right? But just be respectful, and you could agree and disagree. That's no problem. Not a problem at all. When there's team ain't gonna change, I'm telling all you that.
Yeah.
He ain't good. I ain't changing.
Mr. Gordon, when you're back, let us know, please.
Hello?
Mr. Gordon, you could put on your camera. Are you in a position to put on your camera?
I am in my vehicle unless all they want to see me sitting in my car.
But that's all right.
That's all right. That's okay.
All right. There you go, man. Look dapper, man. Look like the prisons commissioner.
Oh, gosh.
I remember the last time we spoke with you, there was an issue of you being transferred because of your vocal nature.
Yes.
Right. I remember that.
Yes.
But thanks for joining us. Mr. Gordon, how do you respond to this story? And it's not a new story about what's been happening behind the prison walls, with prisoners allegedly calling hits on people. And it has reached so far now that people behind the prison's wall being blamed or allegedly for a state of emergency because of threats to government officials and the judiciary. How do you respond to that?
Well, first, let me state very clearly, the Prison Officers Association has been sounding this alarm for decades. It is the only difference is that the police commissioner made a suggestion to the government based on the information and intelligence.
Oops, I think he dropped off there a bit.
You think?
Well, I hope it. Well, let me don't make bad jokes this morning, eh?
Hello?
Right, we got him back. Yes, Mr. Good.
I said the only difference is that the police commissioner would have made a suggestion to the state. But we have been sounding this alarm for a very long time. And let me deal with the elephant in the room off the bat before we go any further. You know, you see the public, who been giving them the phones and the officers. Okay. Yes, we have rogue people. But I am saying here that we are the only agency, division of national security that actively pursues these rogue elements. Actively. And we have had a lot of success. And I would also like to say this. The question is not they having the phones and they calling the shots, You see, we want to deflect blame away from the criminals. Imagine that. We're dealing with criminals, people who have criminal intent, proven criminal intent. But we prefer to shift and say, well, if they don't have the phone, would it mean that their criminal intent would end? Or would it mean that they find another means to an end? And we have to face reality. The thing about it is the prison service, we have been saying that has collapsed a long time ago. The only thing holding down by probably the fingernails that it hasn't gone into complete collapse is prison officers. Prison officers spending their own money daily to fix things, to sort things out, things that the state should be doing. I spoke about that this morning, this
headline, $5 billion spent on prison since 2016. I don't know if you all saw that.
Yes, I saw that.
And I laugh because the salary bill for the prison service is over $400 million. And I have not added NIS, I have not added allowances, I have not added overtime, I have not added the food for prisoners. Food for prisoners for the year could run you between $20 and $30 million. And if you do quick maths and you just do a quick, okay, 10 years, $5 billion, you divide that, you get just about $500 million per year since 2016. The breakdown shows 700 and something odd dollars being allocated. But here, where the crux of the matter is, allocation is not equal to releases.
Correct.
And that's the next issue. So we have the commissioner of prison is not an accounting officer. He is not like the police commissioner who could spend and then say, I spend. He has to ask permission to spend money, and not just money just like that, money that has been placed in particular votes with particular headings. And for years, we have not had any money in certain votes. And even if the money on paper is there, we have not been able to access it.
Yeah.
But we have officers who are being owed overtime since 2011.
Well, that's crazy. And I know many times the prison officers association and the commissioner of prisons have meetings with whoever the national security minister is. Of course, It's now changed and it's now defense and homeland security. But I know there are many times you've had meetings with whoever that person is, and it seems hopeful, and then nothing happens. What is emblematic for me, Mr. Gordon, is the issue of that building that was supposed to do virtual court right outside remand, and that building has been in process, I don't know, for what, 15 years or more?
For a long time. And oh boy.
And it's not a complex building, you know. It's
no. There are things that you see. We have a real problem in Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody wants to really face that because they too will have to take some sort of shoulder some of that. And the problem we have in Trinidad and Tobago is we have a people problem. We don't have a legislative problem. We don't have a constitutional problem. We don't have a problem with all the policies and procedures. We have a people problem. We are operating in a space where we have people who are simply not doing what they are supposed to do. And you continue to ask yourself, and we deal with that every day, and I'm sticking with using the prison. You have rogue officers. They bring in contraband. But you know what we also have? We also have visitors who consistently try to, they bring things in fruits, in pieces of clothing. They wrap up money and drugs and you name it. And they try to beat the system to get these things into there to whoever it may be, the inmate. We have a drone problem. And when you ask, and I'm going into that whole JAMA issue, when you ask about, okay, what are the countermeasures, what are the technology that we employ in, it goes into our, let's call it the realm of nothingness. Because we talk, and then somebody had to get a big contract because somebody had to get a kickback. The technology is installed, it never works properly. The issue with the jammers, prison not in control of the jammers. There's a national security agency who they manage the jammers. when you look at jamming technology and where it has gone, is the technology we have up to time? It doesn't have the relevant updates. Are people throttling the frequencies because they know some people have phones and they want to listen? So at the behest of the lives of prison officers, the public of Trinidad and Tobago, government officials, is the so-called intelligence that they so want to get so important? We have attorneys who know that it is illegal and they just be talking to their clients in the prison on illegal platforms.
Well, I know sometimes attorneys get calls and they don't know who it's from. I will say that because I remember when I used to be in an institution, sometimes you get calls and you'd be like, where are you calling from? And they say the prison, and they say, well, we can't, what you're doing is an illegal communication because you're not supposed to have phones or whatever. But of course, attorney-client privilege then also kicks in, so it's a kind of catch-22 situation. But the issue of the jammers, before we get to Wendy's question.
No, it's where I was going, Richard, is about the jammers.
Are the jammers operational or not?
Let me answer that. Let me answer that question, Mr. Gordon, because you said just now, right, that the prisons officers, they are not the ones in charge of the jammers. It's an issue outside in the national security network.
Correct.
We've never heard, I don't know that we've ever heard that before. I think we have always been under the impression that it was the prison officers who was in charge of the jammers.
No.
I have never heard that before. I don't know if anybody else heard it.
No, we have said it. I've said it before.
Mm-hmm.
We are not in control of the jammers. We don't manage it. We don't put it on. We don't take it off. If I go to the prison, from the time I reach like that maximum security prison, from the time I pass the first guard booth, my phone is off. And
I remember when I used to visit MSP, particularly.
Yeah.
From the time you started driving up that road, the road to head to MSP, your phone was jammed.
Yes.
So here why I spoke to, when you look, I mean, this has been my career for almost 27 years. So you're always digging and reading and watching and learning. There is technology, there is satellite boxes that you can set up your own network and if the jammer is not configured to manage that sort of technology, then so I don't know if that is what they're using. It may very well be they're using satellite phones. And our jamming technology is not able to deal with it because it's not up to speed.
But isn't that the jammers are operational? Yes or no?
Yes, they're operational.
So let's go to the other part of that question, Mr. Gordon.
Yeah.
The jammers are working, right? It's not under the control of the Prison Association. What is under the control of the Prison Association, though? Prison officers. Is the fact that cell phones are getting in the prison.
Prison system.
Right. The prison officers. Is that phones are getting into the prison.
Yeah.
How?
And hear what I'm saying. And remember, I said it already. Prison officers, we have some prison officers who are trafficking. We have visitors who are still attempting to bring things in. We have drones. We have the individual. We saw it. It was all over the place. The guy throwing thing over the wall in Port of Spain prison. So there are multiple streams. What I want to say is that the issue of trafficking by anybody within a prison environment is not genus or unique to Trinidad and Tobago. What is telling is that we want to shift. So we want to shift the focus to, okay, so if they stop trafficking phones, if the phones stop going into the prison, does it say that the criminal intent of the criminal will cease to be there? Is that what we say? No.
Well, I mean, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I take that point. Yeah.
Is that we continue to scratch the surface of the real issue.
But you know, Mr. Gordon, getting to the crux of the SOE, because this conversation, of course, is against that backdrop.
Yeah.
And Raji Ali's name has cropped up as being one of the inmates that has been moved. And of course, I know he would have been a high security target within the prison system.
Yes.
Is it that the prison service itself had some level of intelligence that contributed to the TTPS and the security services generally that would have escalated it to the point of them recommending an SOE?
I want to say that I am almost certain. You see, we have our own internal intelligence personnel. And I know for a fact that they work very closely with elements of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We have long-standing relationships. There is no other way for us to function without having that sort of communication and relationship. And I know that within probably the last year or so, that those relationships have become even more fortified, if I could say that, right? The thing about it is that inmates or incarcerated individuals, like the likes of Rajai Ali and others, requires a very special type of arrangement simply because of the influence and power these individuals wield. Now, the thing about it is that where they house them at the maximum security prison, which we were totally against from the onset, when they told us about it, the Prison Officers Association was because that area was really designed structurally as a pre-release center. It was designed for people who are on their way out of the system after serving their sentence, where they would have probably about 6 months to go. So you want to have the person in an environment where you roll back some of the strictness and start to get them reclimatized to be able to get back out into society. So security, I'm not saying security is lapsed, but the infrastructure, the design is not to facilitate the management of high risk.
But isn't there a facility in the Golden Grove facility? I think it's called is it ERP or
no ERF, the External Remand Facility.
Isn't that where you usually have high security targets?
No, we have no place in the prison. I want you all to hear me. Let me finish it. That is designed with people like the likes of Mr. Ali and others. I want that to be clear. There is a clear distinction between a remanded individual and a convicted individual. Currently, what we have are convict prisons moonlighting as remanded prisons. The maximum security prison was built for convicted individuals. Remanded people, and this is the next problem, have we in Trinidad and Tobago mad as a country to feel that it is right to have anybody locked up on remand pre-trial. These people have not been found guilty for more than a decade. Some people close to 18 years. And you have this person locked up, not being found guilty, in conditions that are not for them and not for the management of them. Because I keep telling people, prison is a science, you know. This is they're not just it's not boxes we dealing with, it's human beings. We have a number of international conventions that speak to the treatment of incarcerated persons that Trinidad and Tobago have signed to, and we continue to how they say, out of sight, out of mind. That is how we just treat the prison. Lock them up, throw away the key. Once I don't have to see them, that is the basic thing, you know. So we have the belief that the police hold you, you're guilty. That is not true. That is not true. And if we accept that that is true, then we have another thing coming as a people. The thing about it is that we have a very dysfunctional criminal justice system where the police, the court, and the prison, everybody doing their own thing. And there is not enough collaboration which would lend to us meeting we need to start setting some performance targets. But the only way for us to be able to do that is if there is a collaborative effect amongst all. So the court not telling a man 300 times your matter get adjourned, the police never ready to proceed, your matter, the sample still up at Forensic Science Center, they're still waiting, the officer out on inquiry for our next matter, so he didn't appear in the matter this day. And so we just adjourn, and you sit down there, and then the prison officer now had to deal with that psyche, because in your mind, you're telling us, I am not guilty, I innocent.
Mr. Gordon, what I find amazing, and I'm hearing you with that, and it's not the first time we are hearing of these issues with the prisons, right? And we empathize with you all, with what you all have been going through there in the prisons, which is why we always reach out to the Prisons Officers Association to get their side of the story. But what I find amazing is that we could point fingers allegedly to people within the prison system who are calling hits on people, but nothing is being done about those people. I don't know that they've been faced with extra charges or what is the evidence that they found to suggest that this is the person who called the hit. We've not seen evidence like that.
And you see, you'll be better know than I. But I remember sometime there was it something with some communication something bill in I forgot.
I know what you speak about.
Interception of communication bill, I think.
Yes.
You see, if this is my belief, I could be totally wrong. Legally, they probably cannot tell anybody that we're really listening. And maybe some of the evidence, inverted commas, that they are getting, they can submit it in court. And you see, and this is why I come back to saying everybody doing their own thing and not understanding how one thing impacts another. And that is why it is so important to have a criminal justice system that is cohesive, collaborative in their approach, where everybody knows what the other is doing, where systems are put in place so that we could track and trace individuals in the system properly, where people can be held to account properly. But currently, what we have is a system that is so dysfunctional that I don't even think that some of the players understand the devastating effects. Well, we see it now because they have information or intelligence that led them to believe that this was the course of action to take. But my question is this: SOE has a particular structure. What is going to happen in the 15 days before they have to go to a particular place to get an extension, if they need an extension? And are they collecting the evidence and individuals in a manner that could lend and lead to quick convictions. If these things are not happening, then we playing smart with stupidness.
Well, let me ask this other question then. The fact that it was reported over the weekend that this high-risk prisoner was moved to a location, and of course it was the subject of a court matter, do you think that would have abated the problem?
No. Okay. You see, there's a lot of misdirection, misinformation that is purposely being put out there. The fact of the matter is that the problem is not this one individual. The problem is that we have a system. Today is Rajai Ali. Next week, who is it going to be? And what have we learned from this particular interaction that has led us to develop a different approach, policy, operational procedures to address individuals like that? So let's just say, God forbid, I'm saying that because he has family too, right? Mm-hmm. God forbid Rajai Ali passes away. Okay? Does it mean now that we breathe a sigh of relief? There's always going to be somebody up to take that position. And what we want to do is create an environment where nobody will want to take up that position. Nobody will want to be the head of no gang. These are the discussions that we should be having.
So wait, Mr. Gordon, is it that you're saying, okay, I'm trying to read through a lot of what you're saying. One, you're saying that the prison service is not equipped to deal with high security targets, and you could correct me if I'm misinterpreting what you have said, but to me that's what you've said, that in the prison service doesn't have the capacity to really deal from an infrastructure perspective with high security targets. So which feeds into what you're saying there? I'm hoping you're still hearing me. Which feeds into what you're saying about the story continues. Even if you take one player out of it, there is another player to fill the shoes. Mm-hmm. That's the sense I'm getting from what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Gordon, are you with us? I think we may have lost him there.
But he's still on, because I can see that he's still on.
Yeah, but his camera, maybe he having internet issues with his camera.
But I suppose wherever he's passing now, sometimes you have internet issues.
I know about it. Even driving on the PBR close to the prison, you used to lose coverage on your phone.
Maybe he reached the prison.
Maybe he reached, yeah. It's almost 8 o'clock.
But I'm still seeing the connection. So we're speaking to Gerard Gordon, president of the Prison Officers Association. I'm hoping he can still come back on. Because I wanted to because just like how you have rogue prison officers, what's the solution to all of this? Which is what I think he is getting to. What is the solution to all of this? Because you can't have the criminal element calling shots and having the country in disarray. You can't. That's untenable.
Yes.
So what exactly is the solution? Is the solution to constantly be in states of emergencies, or call states of emergencies every now and then to deal with when the problem escalates to a certain level? Is it that we need to go to a new normal where high security targets are held in military facilities? What exactly is the solution to a lot of this? And I was saying, Mr. Gordon, I know you were having some internet issues there. I was saying that you have already indicated that the prison services is incapable, or the infrastructure is not capable of dealing with high security targets. It's not ideal. is it that the military facilities, well, he's up and down again.
Yeah,
Is it that the military facilities are more equipped to deal with high security targets than the prison service?
No. Hello, you all hearing me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, good. So just to get it, just because I was in and out there, you're asking about our facilities and if those facilities could hold or treat with that class of individual. And that is part of the problem. A prison is a living, breathing organism. And like you are not the same as you would have been 10 years ago. There would have been changes that occurred in your body. And what we are saying is that we need a purpose-built facility. If you look at throughout the length of breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, we have facilities that are over 200 years old. We have facilities that are over 35 years old and in dire need of refurbishment. You have other facilities that were never envisaged to be a prison. You have converted warehouses. So the thing about it is that there's no opportunity to apply what we have learned in dealing with a particular type of inmate or remandee and apply that to how we construct a facility. So you would see, and this comes from my training and exposure, looking at the Canadian experience, when you look at how they build prisons, it has changed. They're not building the same prison that they built in 1970. They move away from corridors, so it has no cell on each side of any corridor. You have a clamshell arrangement. The officers can have a view of all the cells at the same point in time. The facilities are built now to reduce movement of the incarcerated individual. So the individual, they don't have to walk the person to get food or deliverables. If they have to see the doctor, if they have to go to visit. So their whole philosophy, and that could have only happened because they recognize that things are changing. And it is not, and I said it before, we're not dealing with boxes. If the prison was a warehouse and it's these big boxes, and you just rest them down, they don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't defecate, they don't have to get any opportunity for recreation, there are no visitors come in, we're gonna be good. But as long as that human element is there, as long as we continue to try to attend, because we see in the courts now asking for reports on remanded individuals that feeding into their sentencing after how many years? But how do you really do programs with somebody who is remanded? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, all remanded, as you said before, all remanded people are innocent until proven guilty.
Correct.
And that includes Raja Ali.
Correct.
It includes him. But of course, you have various levels of prisoners, and I assume you categorize prisoners because just as you have problems holding, in terms of the infrastructure for high security targets, very low security targets also suffer the same abuse, because if somebody is being held because they didn't pay maintenance, which happens, they're in the regular prison.
Correct.
There isn't a low security prison for them to go to.
Correct. And that what you said there is so it for me, I feel good that people recognize it. Just how important it is, not just to say we're doing better, but to do those things that could ensure that we could do better for and on behalf of the people at Trinidad and Tobago. Because I keep saying, after the equal sign, we need 3/4 of the prison population is remanded individuals. Now, we barely have people to work, And
so tell me something. I mean, the interview's coming close to coming to an end. But tell me something. The issue of high security targets being moved to military facilities. which of course was the subject of court action over the last few days. And isn't that military facility? We are at a point now where we are, I think we have to be looking for solutions.
Right. And what
is that a solution?
No, it is not. Because who, without telling y'all, asking a question, and I know y'all gentlemen are very perceptive. Who is taking care of those gentlemen on the army base?
The better question is, are they being taken care of?
Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. They're being fed. They are given their meals. Yeah, of course they are. The question I am asking you two goodly gentlemen that I am not going to answer is, who is taking care of those incarcerated individuals there?
Well, unless you could tell me, Mr. Gordon, that prisons officers are down on wherever they are being kept, taking care of them, then you can't answer that either.
Oh, well, that is exactly what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
I will say no more on that, because that is a whole next program.
Well, yeah, you just start a whole next program.
I done there.
All right. Well, we gotta have you back.
Well, that's what we're going to have to leave it this morning, Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, thanks so much for speaking with us and giving us some insight into how the prison officers are seeing the situation and what problems they're going through with regard to the facilities that we currently have.
Yeah, this is deja vu.
Yep.
We empathize with you all, Mr. Gordon. We really do.
What we need more than empathy is support. That we need we need our fellow citizens to support us, and the support could come in if you know a prison officer who is trafficking, report him. If you have information like that, report it.
Yeah.
So, though, if they have this thing, if you see something, say something, and there are many ways to do it without giving your name or whatnot. But I am saying that we are prepared to receive that information.
Have you all met with your new line minister, the Minister of Justice?
No, we haven't. No, and the Minister of Justice is not our minister.
Oh?
You see, we have to have a whole next program. How much more minutes we have?
Isn't the Minister of Defense?
No, it was reported as the Minister of Justice. Prisons comes under the Minister of Justice. Was not reported? Okay. So who's your line minister then, Mr. Gordon?
The Minister of Homeland Security.
Is the line minister for the prisons?
Yes, and what should let you know that is it was under his hand that he deemed the facilities at Tetron and Stobles to be prisons.
Oh.
It wasn't signed by the Minister of Justice. It was signed by the Minister of Homeland Security.
Well, you're confused. Be confused now for sure. Because I remember when that interview came out with the Minister of Homeland Security, when he met with the prisons, that it was reported 2 days later that, in fact, the prisons came under the Ministry of Justice, and that you all would now have to meet with the official line minister. So it's under Homeland Security.
Yes, it is.
Okay. There we go.
Well, Mr. Gordon, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. And of course, we will be in communication with you again, because I know this conversation has to continue.
Certainly. And I really appreciate you all reaching out. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gordon. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Yeah,
All right,
take care.
you too.
Oh,
of course, that was Gerard Gordon. That was Gerard Gordon, of course, the Prison Officers Association president. And of course, at this point, we'll just take our news quickly because news needs to happen.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is your news update for Monday, July 21st, 2025. I am Amanda Mitchell with New Era TT Radio. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has defended the relocation of high-profile murder accused Raji Ali following a failed legal challenge to the move. The relocation came hours after the start of a nationwide state of emergency, which saw 56 arrests and a fatal police shooting in Enterprise. Ali, on remand for the 2014 murder of senior counsel Dana Sitahal, was transferred with other inmates to undisclosed military locations. His wife filed a habeas corpus application after family visits were cancelled, but Justice Frank Seepersad dismissed it, ruling that the state of emergency justified emergency relocations and that individual rights cannot override national security. 3 political parties are questioning the government's decision to declare a state of emergency, accusing the UNC of recycling old PNM tactics despite campaigning on bold crime-fighting promises. Patriotic Front leader Mikala Pandey called the SOE neither a plan nor solution, arguing that real change requires anti-corruption efforts, youth intervention, and tighter gun control. The All People's Party's Kezel Jackson described it as another plaster, while the National Transformation Alliance called it a last-ditch effort, reflecting the government's lack of foresight. A police investigation into misconduct allegations against Deputy Commissioner Suzette Martin has stalled due to factors beyond the control of the investigative team. Assistant Commissioner Kurt Simon said his team cannot access key evidence, and the matter awaits developments from external bodies. Gun dealer Brent Thomas, who made the allegations, declined to give a new signed statement, citing concern over its impact on a pending appeal court ruling regarding search warrants used against him. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has taken his land dispute to the UK-based Privy Council, seeking to overturn a Court of Appeal ruling over a 56.5-acre parcel at Alma Estate, Tobago, where he operates a goat farm. The dispute stems from a 1975 agreement to purchase land at $300 per acre. The Gifts family argues Rowley's 2009 purchase breached their 1998 contract with the original owner's daughter. A Privy Council ruling is expected within a month. Cancer Society Chairman Emeritus George Lackwis has made an urgent appeal to protect the nation's youth, emphasizing healthier lifestyles, education, and safety. Speaking at the Society's cricket match at Queen's Park, Savannah, Lackwis said, "We need to save our children from being destroyed before they grow up." Health Minister Dr. Rishad Sicharan stressed the importance of screenings, mental health support, and HPV vaccination. Close to 3,000 people across Trinidad and Tobago are still waiting on promised payouts from Trillion Systems Ltd, an investment company that claimed massive profits through crypto and forex trading. The company, run by James Karen Timothy Jr. Rose, promised returns as high as 10 times initial investments. After months of delays, many investors say they've seen nothing. Some invested as much as $14 million. Police and financial regulators have launched investigations, and Rose previously ran a similar firm that collapsed in 2018. You are listening to News on New Era TT Radio. In international news, at least 67 Palestinians were killed while waiting for UN aid trucks in northern Gaza, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry. The World Food Programme confirmed its 25-truck convoy was met by desperate crowds and came under gunfire. The Israeli military claimed it fired only warning shots to disperse what it called an immediate threat. Hospitals in Gaza City were overwhelmed by casualties, with survivors describing extreme hunger and children surviving on just water and salt. The total Palestinian death toll from Israeli actions on Sunday reached at least 88, with over 150 injured. That concludes your news update for today. I'm Amanda Mitchell for New Era TT Radio.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, canine patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
All right. Very interesting. We're not hearing you, Richard. Very interesting interview as we ended there. I mean, we have some even more questions now.
Well, I mean, of course, he has agreed that he'll come back on at some point. Officer Gordon, president of the Prison Officers Association. But of course, more things to talk about. Because, are you moving? Is it an SOE thing with regard to the military facilities being used as prisons? Or is it going to be a permanent feature for high security targets that those are going to be designated prisons?
But did we have that already under a state of emergency? We had that in 1990, Richard. Certain places were designated prisons because the Muslimin they were kept down on the army base, not so? They were kept down Shagaramas, not so?
I think 1990 is a little different.
Even the court was done down there, not so?
As I have said before, 1990 was a little different to what's taking place now.
True. Richard, a rocket launcher?
1990 was a little different to what is happening now. You were present for 1990, weren't you?
Yes.
Did you see what happened in 1990?
No, well, I know what happened in 1990. Oh. Is it that something like similar was averted? We don't know.
But I don't know if that's part of the plan to make it permanently prisons. I don't know how you accomplish that. From a legislative point of view, I suppose you can. And is it just under the hand of a minister that you can do that permanently? I don't know. I'm not sure. And then SOE, of course, you can do some things that you can't normally.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, moving high-value targets to the military facilities, but still under the watch of prison officers, I assume. That's what you got the sense of from
Mr. Gordon, yes.
Mr. Gordon. But after all is said and done, state of emergency or not, inmates, regardless of how high security they are still entitled to meet with their attorneys.
Yeah.
And I think the attorneys were denied entry into those military facilities.
That's what we read.
Yeah, and that's what was reported.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to say allegedly. That's what is reported. but attorneys should have access to their clients wherever they are being detained.
Mm-hmm.
That's just basic, rule of law stuff. But you'll see how it all plays out. Early days yet.
Yeah.
All part of the continuing saga of this space called Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm.
All right.
Let me just tell some people on the chat. When we are interviewing a guest, it is very difficult to monitor the chat, right? We had asked one time that we prefer if people respect the chat when we are interviewing a guest. But you all go off on these tirades during the time we're interviewing people and then blaming us for not fixing it. If somebody cuss you in the chat during an interview, I can't monitor that then. I don't have time. We're doing an interview. Be respectful. You're going off and on and on and on and on about all manner of things and then vex. Okay?
It's like a wayward classroom and you're the teacher.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on. It's a wayward classroom. It gets to be a wayward classroom whilst we are interviewing a guest. So they say, I not monitoring. We not monitoring the chat. But it's all you're cussing away one another and nothing to do with what we interviewing. Huh?
Yeah.
Give me a break, eh? Grow up. Far Rockaway and DL and all you others, grow up. I don't have time for it this morning, right?
Have a fantastic day, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health.
All right. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. I probably won't because I didn't sleep. You understand? So remember, one life, live it. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye.
Yeah, of course, New Era TT Radio continues on the internet and on the stream on TuneIn. So keep with New Era TT Radio for programming for the rest of the day. This has been The Breakfast Show. Have a good one.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show.